but that we must prepare when they move out of the force. Honorable Speaker, it says under subsection C, there shall be established an army reserve. Imagine, Honorable Speaker, people who just protect, and ultimately you move out of the force, and you have nothing else to look back to, no community to belong to. The army, because it trains the person to be able to use a weapon, cannot lose control of that individual. Therefore, the army becomes a home where the person belongs to a reserve, can be called upon in times of emergency or anything to come and add force to be able to achieve aims. So that community must be made. These are fundamental objectives of the Army, Honorable Speaker. So in that sense, we are told that there is an Armed Forces Council that has been dormant. And now the objective is to activate it. We are being asked to carry out our constitutional duty under Section 189. We are very clearly informed, and we can see it in the Constitution, that there is official representation in the Armed Forces Council, but there is also unofficial representation. And the unofficial representation constitutes two persons who will be appointed by the President and confirmed by this National Assembly, because they do not belong to official positions in the Council. That is why scrutiny by us is important, because these are people going in to an institution as outsiders. And that's why the scrutiny is so fundamental. Honorable Speaker, we must look at what this Armed Forces Council is supposed to do. First of all, under Section 188, we are told that subject to the authority and direction of the President and of the Armed Forces Council, the Chief of Defense Staff shall be responsible for operations. So we're seeing here civilian control of the military. The President, the first civilian, but now the Armed Forces Council, with these two people who are unofficially are not members of the armed forces, are now to take part in controlling the direction of the Army and their performance. That is the relevance here. Honorable Speaker, it is clear that it is this Armed Forces Council that will advise the President on policy under subsection 2 of Section 189. Advise the President on policy. Will also advise the President on promotion. Will advise the President also in terms of performance in making regulations. They will be making regulations. This is not an ordinary institution. And the regulations will assist in terms of control and administration of the armed forces, the issue of ranks and their promotion, conditions of service, the authority and powers of the commanders, the powers that must also be utilized to establish research and development in terms of the service itself. So essentially, and if you go to 190, Section 190, in fact, this is where their powers become more crucial and fundamental for reshaping the armed forces and ensuring that whatever the President does is done in line with the interests of the country, not out of his own volition. Honorable Speaker, Section 190 says that the President shall, after consulting the National Security Council, after consulting the National Security Council, it's mandatory for him to do so, appoint the Chief of Defense Staff the Armed Forces Chief of Staff, and the commanders of the army, etc. And if you look at subsection 3, the President may, after consulting the National Security Council, remove. There we can see that the President has absolute authority to do the removal, but here it is a may, and the may is after consulting the National Security Council. So in this sense, we can see that the appointment is where the council must ensure that the right people are appointed. And here, the may in the removal, they may be consulted, they may not be consulted. But essentially, it is there that the President should, at all times, endeavor to do that consultation before removing the Armed Forces Council, so the people who are appointed. So in that respect, it gives the opportunity for element of scrutiny to know that what is being done is in the national interest. Honorable Speaker, I must therefore emphasize that those people who are to be appointed must be skilled in knowing the armed forces, in knowing how to facilitate its development in the areas that have already been mentioned. But they must also go further into issues of administration, issue of promotion, service rules. So we are talking about two dimensions here: operational issues and also management issues. And the two people brought before us are said to be competent on command and control issues of the armed forces, and we've seen their history. We've also been told that another person is experienced in management, to have gone to the level of even being a director as far as running the Management Development Institute. So you cannot go any further in terms of management, in terms of policy, in terms of planning, in terms of programming. So the competence is there. But as the member has just said, and as consultation was being done with the member who seconded the motion, the issue is not about the competence. The issue is about consistency in how this National Assembly intend to go in order to ensure that proper scrutiny is done and proper advice is received by the National Assembly in order to be able to make our decision. So ultimately, Honorable Speaker, it is my mind that we should give justice to why Section 114 of the Constitution is actually established. And if we all agree with that, then maybe ultimately a motion will be made to that effect. Honorable Speaker, Standing Order 114 says that the Public Appointment Committee shall consist of the chairperson, etc., but that it shall be the duty under paragraph 2 of the Public Appointment Committee to scrutinize, consider, and advise upon all appointments to a public office to be made by the executive and subject to the confirmation of the National Assembly. So if that is our language, our wish, well, I believe I don't need to express my mind in that regard, but it's left to the members who may ultimately consider whether in this instance, because of COVID-19, we may wish to alter our mind, but essentially the mind must be spoken for us to consider. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member for Woolly West. Yes, you are on the list, is it? Yes.
Well, is that a motion you make or what?
No, I'm not throwing it to you.
Okay. I'm going to be very brief. I'm delighted because first, I know these individuals very well. Now, when he was going to school here, Gambia High School, I was teaching in Bakau. Our homes were pretty close. And my home was a point of convergence for students and others like them. And when he finished Gambia High School, he joined the Gambia Field Force. we still continued. My home was also a place of convergence. I know him very well. He's a very dignified person, a sober-minded person, an independent-minded person, intellectually very rewarding, and he is just the type of person that this council would need for its operations, particularly with the military experiences that he has. I have no doubt about him at all. I know him very, very well. For years, I have known him since he was going to school up to the time. I would say that I was also a mentor to him. I mentored him. So I know what type of person he is. His academic qualifications are not in doubt. They are indicated here, but I agree 100% with the Honorable Member for Jara East. The National Assembly makes decisions based on facts, not just like that. So for people like them, we need to be adequately informed because maybe there are many who are applying. There are many who want to be. So what is going to determine eventually is what their achievements are in terms of education, in terms of experience. So it is important that we are always armed factually to be able to make a decision here, which a decision made here should be unshakable. And it can only be unshakable if it is based on facts, concrete facts. With regard to Yusfa, same. I know him very well too. Even before he became a lecturer at the college, I knew him. When he was a lecturer at the college, I knew him. When he became a civil, I knew him. And it's delightful to discourse with him. He's a person of huge intellectual resource. And I have no doubt that he would be very, very useful on the council for which he is being considered. I thank you very much, Madam.
Thank you.
Observation, ma.
Point of observation.
Oh, okay. Observation, please.
You should have raised your tag while he was on his feet to make your observation.
Yeah. No, what I'm saying is that it seems that the minds are really on bringing evidence-based, and I also want to observe that this, if it's going to be referred to the two committees, Security and Defense and the Public Affairs Committee, to sit together to go through it and then report.
No, Madam Speaker, observation.
You've had your say. Let's allow others.
Exactly.
If anybody wants to move a formal motion, the choice is yours. Honorable Member for Lower Nyomi. Thank you. Honorable members to make use of that.
Madam Speaker, thank you very much for giving me the floor. I would wish to reiterate the points that were raised by the member for Serekunda in reference to Section 187. I had on many occasions stood here to cry over the exclusion of the armed forces not being engaged by the government in the production of agricultural needs for the nation. I hope the Council would have the vision to help in that direction, given the fact that we are importing rice almost every year to an astounding amount of money. If this amount could be, our most common word would be vied to the armed forces, I'm sure they will be able to produce a lot of rice for the people, build roads. We start engaging the army. Let's not put them in air-conditioned rooms. Let's put them under the sun so that we start benefiting from the expertise of people like Yusuf Diba, Ndaw Njai, and others. Let's challenge them. It is under the purview of the armed forces to train the National Youth Service, get them co-opted and then train so that it would be a wider force, because at this present moment, a good number of the armed forces are discouraged, frustrated. Either they have spent a long time without promotion, or lack of consideration, and they've been working under very hard conditions which they have not seen any light at the end of the tunnel for the benefit of themselves and the nation. Let's start thinking otherwise. From holding guns to holding hose, from running trucks to running machines that would give us something that would be beneficial to the nation. Armed Forces Council, okay. We establish an Armed Forces Council, and that's the end. It should not be the end. As highlighted by the member of Serakunda, based on the provisions of Section 187, 186, they could go beyond that. Let anybody who is enlisted in the army tomorrow understand that you are not going to be in Bakau, you are not going to be in Yundum, but you would be up country there, helping to feed the people of the Gambia, rather than crisscrossing. Madam Speaker, that's my mind. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Member.
I have a motion, Honorable Speaker, to make.
Yeah. Under what section are you coming?
Yes.
What provision?
Yes, clause 53C of the standing order. Honorable Speaker, we are not doubting the experience that these individuals have, but actually we want to perform or have documents about what the Honorable Minister is actually telling us about these two individuals. As a result of that, I want to move a motion that under clause 53C, the debate be adjourned and the motion be referred to the relevant committee, that's Security and Defense Committee, to better scrutinize and request the Public Appointment Committee, to request the documents that are stipulated in the motion given by the Minister and better scrutinize and inform this Honorable Assembly. Thank you.
There's a motion on the floor. It is seconder. Yes, Honorable Member for Upper Fuladu.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise to second the motion.
Moved and seconded that the debate be suspended and the motion be referred to the Public Appointments Committee for scrutiny and for them to report back to plenary. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no.
No. Division.
No, I will take a chance.
Division.
Let us take the votes properly. Those in favor, please, can you raise your tag so that we take the count? Or let me take another voice vote. Right? Okay. Those in favor, the motion is for the debate to be suspended. To be suspended and the motion referred to the Public Appointments Committee for them to report back to plenary. Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those not in favor, please say no.
No.
Well, as I said, I don't want to take a chance. Let me take a vote. I'm being asked whether I can join, but some people can shout and others cannot shout. So it's safer. Let's take a vote, please. Thank you. I don't think there's any harm. Those in favor, just raise your constituency tax. Those in favor. We take from this side and from that side. No, Honorable, with all due respect, we've already announced the votes, I mean, to take the votes. The noes, please. Those not in favor. Those not in favor. Yes, of course, you have a right. Good. Thank you. The results are as follows. The ayes 27, the noes 7. So the ayes have it. The motion is carried and the debate is hereby suspended and the motion referred to the Public Appointments Committee for scrutiny. But in the meantime, please, Honorable Minister, can we have the relevant documents to the Office of the Clerk so that, thank you. Yes, you are released, please. Thank you. Thank you very much. Honorable members, you must have observed that as per our agenda, we were to consider 2 other items. But as of now, we still have not received anything from the Office of the Clerk has not received any documents for circulation to honorable members from the Ministry of Finance. And based on that fact, I would suggest that we adjourn this extraordinary session sine die, considering the fact that the next ordinary session is in June 15 and that FPAP will continue with the consultations and engagement of Ministry of Finance. I would therefore suggest that we adjourn the session sine die and allow the FPAC to proceed accordingly with finance. It was just by way of your information. And that, may I now put the question? Sorry, Honorable, please, can we have one meeting, please, 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 please? Central body, but please, can we have one meeting? Thank you. And on that note, I put the question, be it resolved that this August Assembly do stand adjourned sine die. Those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those not in favor, please say no. So the ayes have it. The Assembly now stands adjourned sine die. And I thank you very much for your cooperation and understanding. Thank you.
Love like fire. Wow. Love like fire. Xam ngeen rek affaire bi xam ngeen fan la? Skincare la. 2020 lañ wax de. Wow. Fii nag mooy Kerr fan Kerr zero tache. Perfect skin. Skincare saa su ne rek niñ ko dee defee rek. Loo lañ soxlaati rek. Maanaam bu ngeen am problème ci seen skin ngeen xam ngeen fan la fii ngeen di ñëw suma xarit yeeg am di jàmm yi nga xam ne taas daf lañ sonaloon xam nga doon xeesal ba la ka xum éneew ma lañ ko nag waaye just in case comme ni ko gars yi di waxee rek en cas just in case loolu xew xam ngeen fi ngeen di ñëw skincare plus si yu baax rek la ñoo dox nag ay baax rek fu ne la ñoo dem ci réew mi di lañ indi rek nag products yu baax du Paris du Italie du USA du fi mu nekk nii sax boole nañ ci nag Sweden fu nekk lañ leen a indilee products bu dee tamit nag da nga ñuul rek ñu lay jamaa natural beauty that melanin dripping we do have stuff for you as well emuñ si skincare products rek ñu ngi ci cuub yi tamit fu ne la ñoo jaar in fact sax last commercial bi ñu defoon waxuñ leen woon ne dañoo dox ci ay kawar 9A grade rek nag waaw we do have bundles as well hair si lu ne la ñoo dox ñun ñu ngi ci rafetal jigéen rek luy taaral jigéen rek waaw boo leen di tukki tamit bëggoon rek classic suitcase ñu dañoo dox ci ay Samsonite duñ dee indi any brand of suitcases though other than Samsonite comme li ma dee wax rek boo eggee airport dëri Samsonite dafa am nuñ laa xoolee waaw ngeen ne lan nag waaw skin ci moom la ñu gën a xamee nag skin care products ci moom la ñu gën a xamee ñu ngi dox tamit bentey tamit si ay dàlla waaye man nag skin care mooy suma specialty xam nga rek jigéen bu sa xar kanam réglé loo def mu jag am nañ Patricia Reiner, Kiwi Eye, the whole range, Lighten Up Gold, Tomatine. I mean, the list can just go on and on and on and on. Lépp loo xam ne rek luy taaral jigéen la ci yooyu rek la ñoo dox. Skincare plus nag emuñ si Gambia rek ñu ngi United States ñu ngi Gambia fii ba pare bu dee yaa ngi anywhere in Europe mun nañ la ko mail within 3 days rek ñetti fan rek nga jot say diw emuñ si loolu rek dañ laa consult tamit balaa ñu laa jaay diw dinañ def a free consultation pour wax la rek exactly li nga xam ne moo méngoo ak sa kanam dinañ leen wax tamit ne rek am nañ perfumes fragrances men's shirts accessories we do dresses as well we do blouses we do shoes name it we do them Skincare Plus 2020 is our year of perfection zero task fi mu nekk nii réew mi fii kenn waratu fi taas kenn waratu fi am problème kanam kenn waratu fi am problème yu picca boo ko amee dafa fekk ne rek ñëwuloo ci place bi fii. Love like fire. Bring my love like fire.
Stewart & Co. Solicitors, a legal excellence firm in London that can help you with all aspects of your legal work. If you are looking at immigrating to the United Kingdom, Stewart & Co. can help you to set up business, buy houses in the UK, and will deal with all your legal works from start to finish.
For all your general immigration work, we can help you with that as well. If you're applying for any form of visa, whether student visas, settlement visas, marriage visas, or a child wanting to come to the United Kingdom to settle with the family, we can help you to achieve your goals.
Stewart & Co. Solicitors, a legal excellence firm specializing in conveyancing, immigration, litigation, family law, personal injury, licensing, no win, no fee. Contact us today at www.sk-solicitors.com.
No, ini bara. Okay. Welcome. Basically, lot of lala me along is cool, man. That I can really relax. What the madam? Yeah, what the madam? Yeah, that's fine. Grand Villa. Grand Villa. That's fine. Slowly. Yes. No. Yeah, actually, a lot of people are basically me alone because they relax. So it's basically that I can understand. It's very relaxing. Nothing needs to what? Nidia, Nena Grand Villa is the best guest house in the Gambia.
Beji andika Grand Villa Guest House. Na labungol bebe senyaring adum na bungol bebe nyarandiring coming ibela fila ila suwe taranyame. Until Grand Villa na kiliano la lafino wale mukangotin telkang. Na ye sabati Grand Villa yela kodo na fa kalamuta.
Oh man, this is like a paradise.
I know.
I so much love this place.
Yes, thank you.
Trust me, I love this place.
You can move somebody and you're watching what?
Yeah.
I know what Gambia con. Grand Villa.
I tell you. I love this place. Okay. I love this place, man. Oh yeah.
Ni leftana kuo keso sotola futama Oljuntum Paradise Estate mbaya kumandiroke 7527 wale futana website auto www.grandvillaguesthouse.com. Grand Villa Guest House.